Hey y'all, this is Trina coming in to do my video response to the latest episode, or the third episode of the Real Housewives of New Jersey season 4 reunion. Project Spare Time, aka Amy, has been the normal or regular channel that I usually watch the episodes on, but it looks like NBC, Universal, or and the Bravo network, I guess, has been having problems with people watching videos not on their channel, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I just happened to be perusing. Oh, let me back up. I digress. Amy, thank you for everything that you've tried to do. We know you've tried to work this out. But YouTube is on. It's either YouTube or maybe Bravo got an injunction to YouTube to block downloads of the episodes. I don't know, but I thank you for all the efforts and everything that you've done to try to get the video uploaded for those of us who really can't afford cable at this time, and you're our only lifeline to be able to see or have access to these shows. So anyway, I just want to take a brief moment and thank you for all you do and have done, and hopefully they'll get this all nice and worked out and we all can come back and keep doing what it is that we do. Otherwise we'll have to find other venues to watch it, and then we just come in and do our commentaries on on what we saw. So anyway, on to my review. Oh, if any of you still haven't watched the third installment, I happen to be perusing through YouTube, and I happen to be on Lisa Is Fine's page, and she actually posted a link to www.dailymotion.com. Again, that's www.dailymotion.com. If you click on that website, you'll be able to watch the third episode of the New Jersey reunion. Anyway, here begins my review. You guys, I just came back from Chicago. My son graduated from the United States Naval Boot Camp and is now a sailor in the United States Navy and is now off to A school in Florida. I will be doing a video on that, and I'll be showing the pictures and stuff that he got for me and his girlfriend slash fiance, and I'll be telling you a little bit about that. But anyway, I digress again. Anyway, my voice, reason why I mentioned that is because my voice is kind of hoarse from screaming, and I woke up yesterday in Seattle with a sore throat and stuff, so I think I'm coming down with something. So you'll see me briefly drinking this little chicken broth slash red chili pepper broth to help soothe my throat and help me to feel better. So anyway, forgive me y'all if I stop to take sips. Oh, so good. Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay, so this third installment, man, this episode was just wow, volatile to say the least. Poor Andy was asking questions about Teresa and her relationship with her brother and stuff. Oh, and as you all know, or you will know once you watch the episode, Andy invited all the husbands out: Joe Gorga, Chris Loretta, Joe Giudice, and Ricky Wakili, Kathy's husband. So they were all bought out, and Andy got into the subject of Teresa and her relationship with her brother Joe, and how it's disintegrated and what caused it to get to where it was. And of course, Melissa is like, Teresa is blaming Melissa as to why she isn't close with her brother anymore. And then there was some comments about from Joe that said that Joe said that Teresa is the reason why he's not close with his mom and dad and stuff, and the reason why he said that is because Teresa said, you're really, she goes, Mom and Daddy would be disgusted with you right now. They'd be so disappointed in how you're acting. And of course, Joe Gerga pipes up, don't say that, don't you dare say that, you know better than to say that to me. And then Jacqueline jumps in. She jumps in on a conversation. It had nothing to do with her. Andy was asking Teresa about, her relationship with her brother. Teresa and Joe Gorgo going back and forth, and Jacqueline Loretta decides to. I was so disappointed in Jacqueline's behavior on this third episode. Normally Jacqueline, the last few episodes or seasons we saw Jacqueline, she's always, been very elegant and very poised and very kind. And, she'd lose her temper or she'd get upset here and there, but she always brought it back in, and she always went back to her nice, sweet self. But it seems like this season just has really brought her ugly side out. She couldn't have been more evil and mean and vindictive. Everything that came out of her mouth was just rude and mean and under the belt. Even when Andy and the other housewives or house husbands weren't even talking to her, she would just jump in and interject her opinion when no one. When Teresa and her brother Joe was going at it, she jumps in. Neither one of them is talking to her. She was all up in their Kool-Aid, and neither one of them offered her a glass. Seriously, you guys. It was just ridiculous how she kept just interjecting and throwing in her little, tidbits and stuff, and jabs and stuff at Teresa, whether she was talking to her husband and stuff, or Teresa's talking to her brother, or Teresa's talking to Caroline. She was just, at one point even her husband Chris was like, stay out of it. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Stay out of it. Thank you, Chris. Chris Loretta, out of everybody, seems to be the most well-rounded, mentally stable individual on this show right now. He has his moments where he get upset, but normally he's always able to maintain his cool, and he always seems to be the voice of reason. It used to be Caroline who was the voice of reason, but now it seems like in this season it seems like Chris Loretta has seemed to have been the voice of reason, all the way around. And I applaud him for trying to get Jacqueline to be quiet and stay out of it, to stay out of stuff that had absolutely nothing at all to do with her. And whoever is doing all those fillers in her face, they need to stop, because she is looking so. Maybe she went and had some Botox injected into her face prior to coming to this third reunion or this fourth season reunion, because she looked real puffy and fat in her face. And with her being so mean and evil and vindictive, it's not attractive. It makes you, when you're being mean, vile, rude, and vindictive, it just makes you look 10 times more unattractive. Y'all let me know if you understand what I'm saying, or if you agree, don't agree on that, let me know. But it's just really sad that Teresa and her brother's relationship has disintegrated to the state that it has. And you can tell that Joe Gorga, no matter what has happened between him and Teresa, it's obvious. You can see it in his face. He loves his sister, and he wants to have a relationship with his sister. But, there's a piece of this puzzle we're all missing. I don't know what it is. I do think, Teresa keeps saying, yeah, we were close, and then he got married. What, was Joe not supposed to get married? Was he supposed to be stuck up your butt for the rest of his life? I don't get it. Was he not? Maybe it was who he married is the problem. I think Teresa is jealous of Melissa because Melissa is younger, and she's definitely more attractive, far more attractive than Teresa. And the fact that Joe really adores and loves his wife, maybe that's a point of contention for Teresa. I don't know. Teresa keeps saying, I'm happy. I just want you to be happy, and I love your family, and da-da-da-da-da. And, you can tell Teresa wants to have a relationship too, but some of her behavior too is so destructive. It's like she wants to do things, but she don't want to be held responsible for it. That's why Joe said, Teresa, look, if you just apologize right now for everything, that you've done, I'll forgive you. And Teresa's like, why do you want me to apologize for something that I didn't do? She's just, I do believe that she needs to accept her responsibility in this Melissa strip club debacle and all that stuff. And And what else? Even Joe Gorga admitted to, being a what do they call them? They don't call the guy strippers. They call them a Chippendale dancer. He said that when he was in college, that's how he made money. He made $2,000 a night. No one ever mentioned any of that. And Teresa never brought that out, that her brother was a stripper. And she probably knew he was a stripper, but she didn't bring any of that out. But, it's clear from Melissa and Kathy and Caroline's standpoint that Teresa has something to do with this setup. Then y'all saw where Andy bought out Kim D, and Kim D said that she didn't like Melissa, and that the reason Andy asked her, well, what is your problem with Melissa? What did she do to you? And she said that she made some unattractive comments about her. She promoted some other store that had a name that was close to hers, and I guess she felt slighted by Melissa, so she wanted to get back at her, and so she set up this whole debacle to take Melissa down, and that Teresa was in on it. And so I guess it came out that they said that Teresa knew something was going to go down, and that Teresa knew that Melissa was the target, but she didn't know like the extent, the A to Z, exactly how it was going to go down and what was going to happen. So from Teresa's standpoint, even though she knew that Melissa was being targeted, she didn't know to what extent she was going to be targeted. So therefore, she's not taking responsibility for the setup. But then, as it comes out, Jacqueline also was made aware that Melissa was the target and that something was going to go down, because one of the producers of the show, who she's really good friends with, was tweeting her, or telling her, don't leave, something big's about to happen, don't leave. And she knew that Melissa was the head of that attack. She knew it and didn't say nothing. But yes, Jacqueline's trying to place all the blame on Teresa so that she comes out with clean hands. But she just as guilty as Teresa, because she knew something was about to go down. Why didn't she look up and go, oh, such and such just said for us not to leave, something big was about to happen. She didn't say nothing. She just quietly sat there. As if you go back to the episode where the posh fashion show was happening, you see Jacqueline just sitting there, just tweeting on her, or texting on her phone. She doesn't look over and says, oh my God, I just got a text from, well, I can't say the name, but she just said for us not to leave, that something big was about to happen. She didn't say nothing. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, Jacqueline Loretta is just as guilty, if not guiltier, than Teresa. Okay? Just as guilty, if not guiltier, than Teresa. And shame on Jacqueline it's just her. I'm just so disgusted by her behavior. It's just, I'm not on Team Jacqueline right now. She was just horrible. Anyway, this episode, then Richie and Joe Giudice starts going in at it, and then Joe Giudice tells Joe Gorga that he needs to pay his bills. What was that all about? Joe Giudice don't have any room telling anybody that they need to pay their bills on this fool. Didn't he just file for bankruptcy in 2009 for over $11 million? He don't have any room to be telling anybody to pay their bills, and then for him to come out and say, yeah, here you're having to borrow money every week and stuff. What business is that of ours to have to know that? Joe didn't deny it, but that's not any of our business if he got to borrow money from people to pay his bills. Then Joe Gorga, I'm self-made. I made all my money. I don't work for anybody. And he turns to Rich and goes, you're not. You work for Exxon. You don't own your own companies. You don't this and you don't that. I'm thinking, Lord have mercy. Please, Joe, just come on now. Please, just come on. Shut it down, folks. Shut it down. Anyway, sorry, y'all. I'll take a sip of my broth. Hold on. So good. Anyway, they also delved into Teresa at her little Fabellini event when Dina came to support her at the Fabellini event, Andy Cohen asked Chris Loretta if he was bothered by that, and he said, yes, I was bothered by it because, Dina's my sister, and I guess Dina not only has problems with Caroline, but she also has problems with Chris Loretta too. And I think I had read an article somewhere where Dina didn't want anything to do with the show anymore, and she basically told her family, if you guys continue to do the show, I don't want anything to do with you. And that's the beef of their problem, is why she won't have anything to do with them, because she's like, I don't want my business on the show. So as long as you do this show, then if you don't leave the show, then I won't have anything to do with you. So I'm thinking that's why they're having problems. And anyway, Teresa was like, Dina didn't say anything negative about you. She didn't say anything, mean or rude about you. I just asked her, do she think I said anything wrong about Caroline in the book? And she said no. You know what I mean? It was just meant, in light fun, that she didn't say anything, But anyway, I hope that all works out and stuff. And Caroline, said, she would die for her sister, and I believe that. And Chris too, and I hope that all works out, because I know they do love each other. Y'all, I'm watching Dancing with the Stars, and I'm watching Sean and Derek perform, so that's why I keep looking back and forth, because I'm thinking they're going to be in the final two. In fact, I think Sean and Derek might win this season of the All Stars. So I don't know, y'all. Chime in and tell me what you think. Who do you think is going to win the All-Star edition of Dancing with the Stars? Anyway, I digress. Back to the show. Anyway, so that's pretty much what this episode was all about. It's just really sad that it's disintegrated to this. And I actually hope they all come back, next season. I hope Caroline comes back and she changes her behavior. I hope Jacqueline comes back. She's got enough to deal with her, her son having autism and her own issues and stuff, to be worried about what everybody else is doing. She really needs to just focus on her own family and stop getting in everybody else's business. That's her problem. That's why she's getting stung every time, because she's always meddling in something that ain't got nothing to do with her. So, but I hope she does come back, because I think they do need the revenue from this show to survive. We already know Teresa and her husband is going to come back, so I think that's just a given. And then Melissa and her husband, they're fun. I like Melissa and Joe. I enjoy watching them on the show. I'm sure they'll come back. And of course, we know the Wakilis will come back. I mean, I'm sure they're loving the limelight, and I'm sure they're loving the money that's coming from this show. So, I'm sure they'll all be back next season. So, anyway, that's my commentary on the show. I know I've been kind of rambling. I'm so exhausted. Like I said, I flew back in to Seattle yesterday morning, and then I got back to Yakima yesterday afternoon around 3. My body is hurting so bad. I'm so sore. I've never done so much running and walking in my life. In fact, y'all, I lost 4 pounds. 4 pounds in 3 days, and I was eating everything and still lost 4 pounds. So I had to be doing some serious walking in Seattle and Chicago, and going from here to there, this terminal to that terminal, y'all, and lost my purse in the airport, y'all. I'll tell y'all about that saga in my next video when I get to talking about my son's graduation from Naval Boot Camp. I'm gonna tell you, one of the flights there getting to Chicago, oh my God, I thought me and Isabella was gonna die. The plane with the turbulence and the plane. I'll get more into that. Y'all have to listen to that video, because it's no joke. Anyway, thank y'all for watching and supporting my channel. Let me know what you think about this review. Please let me know if you were able to see the episode via the link that I told you, and if it worked out for you. And let me know if you liked the video. Thumbs up. If you liked it, thumbs down. If you didn't, if you're gonna thumbs down, please, let me know why. And if you like what you see, you want to support my channel, please subscribe. Like I've always said, if you support my channel, I'll support yours. And anyway, thank you for your love and support. And until the next video, peace out, y'all. Bye.